What are you starting to hate as you get older? Ads? I used to accept them as just part of life. Now I'd rather not watch whatever it is at all if there's going to be ads in it. Honestly, online job applications. Traffic? I have no patience for traffic. What do you secretly and quietly judge other people for? People who stand in the middle of the aisle at the grocery store, blocking the way for people to pass through. Not paying attention to their children. People who don't clean up after their dogs. Those people who think being mean is a funny or cool personality trait. Drivers who ignore the wide white line in the left lane at intersections you are supposed to stop behind, so commercial vehicles have room to turn. Then they get mad when I'm stuck halfway through my turn, waiting for them to back up. I'm just trying to do my job. Not putting their shopping cart back in the designated spot when they're done with it. Having a loud conversation on speakerphone in public. What is something you know is wrong, but you do anyway? Q-tip in my ear? They will not take my eargasms. If God didn't want us to put Q-tips in our ears, then he shouldn't have added a second G-spot in the ear canal. Taking scalding hot showers, it's the only piece of paradise I get during winter alongside seasonal depression. Too much screen time. Sweet treats each day. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Stupid sugar addiction. I work at a hospital where we aren't allowed to give other than the patient's food. But if they have a husband, wife, etc., that visits them all the time, then I order extra food for the patient, knowing there will be extra and they will be eating together. Ordering from Amazon. Hate the corporation and their practices, but love the convenience. What is the most overrated video game that you can't believe is so popular? At 38, anything that requires me to interact with other gamers. Me, 44 to 25-year-old coworker. Hello, fellow gamer. Have you played Sons of the Forest? I really love it so far. Them, oh, me too. Let's connect on Steam and play over the weekend. I am washing my hair this weekend. Sport games that come out every year with little to no improvements. Mobile shooter games. I mean, I tried them and found it extremely slow and controls were a mess compared to the PC experience. Also, pay-to-win mobile strategy games? Like WTF, why did they become so popular? Call of Duty, without a doubt. I always just get yelled at by little kids. Civilization games. All of them. I played each for thousands of hours, trying to figure out why people got addicted to it. I don't get it at all, but maybe I'll figure it out soon. Just one more turn. Most of the popular mobile games. Inspired by Wendy's surge pricing, when there was a great backlash that a company person took back what they said were going to do. The internet bullied Paramount into fixing Sonic for the movies. Microsoft Xbox One was supposed to be always online and removed it after fan backlash. Through much of the 20th century, the biggest beer brand in the world was Schlitz. Budweiser was a distant second and gaining ground. Schlitz, new CEO, son of the long-standing CEO, decided the way to beat Budweiser was to make beer with a shorter brewing time. He ordered the formula changed to corn syrup from malted barley, added a new yeast to cut brewing time. Overnight, consumers started complaining that the new beer was flat, cloudy, and full of flakes of yeast, which turned off the loyal following. They started recalling the beer, which left no beer to sell to the marketplace. Schlitz plunged from the #1 brand to obscurity. Anheuser-Busch could not have come up with a better way to sabotage their competitor. That's why you don't make your f***wit offspring the CEO. OnlyFans said they were going to ban sexually explicit content, and that had to be one of the stupidest things I ever seen, and they reversed that decision pretty damn quick, as was expected. Tumblr actually did, and it made them worthless. JCPenney tried a whole tactic of, we won't have any sales or coupons anymore, our prices will just always be low. Instead, sales tanked, the stock prices dropped into single digits, stores ended up closed left and right, and JCPenney barely exists anymore. People born before the 2000s, how do you feel about the way the world has changed? I think we really need to have a serious conversation about phone addiction. I'm not immune to this. I barely even leave a room without my phone with me. It's really cool and also very depressing. A mixed bag. Yeah, same basically. I was born 83, so I had a hefty experience pre-internet, pre-phones, but I'm also the tech-literate side of those generations. Some stuff is amazing. Information is so easy to get. Teaching yourself anything has never been easier. Finding people who care about some ridiculously niche topic has never been easier. But some stuff sucks. Being uncontactable, having to actually remember anything, enjoying things at face value instead of researching it until finding its probably depressing backstory, over analyzing and correcting everything, or having to check. I'm glad I grew up during the era of latchkey kids, yet I'm still in the techie gen. But I also missed out on affordable housing. I think people are nicer in general. You talk to a kid today and they are so friendly. I feel like when I was a kid, everyone had a bully. And by that I mean a kid who literally punched you in the face and threw you down a hill. I don't know if it's my perception changing, but the world feels more inclusive and friendlier than ever. I think the counter to that is we received more bad news than good news world over, so it seems worse. But poverty has been on a steady decline worldwide. Of course, population increase is the counter to that. I'm glad I was born before social media existed. I feel sorry for these kids with parents that plaster their photos all over the internet without consent. It ain't good. People used to at least aspire to scientific literacy, and now science is treated as just one of many equally valid paradigms. It's gotten worse, primarily because of social media. Social media and hyperpartisanship are ruining everything. Some things are better, a lot of things are worse. What is something you do that you know is morally wrong that you do anyway? There was one time that I accidentally washed a pair of my nice Bluetooth earbuds. I called the company and told them they stopped working for no apparent reason, and they sent me a new pair. I one time accidentally missed a doctor appointment without canceling it 48 hours ahead of time. I knew they would charge me a $50 fee. So the next day I came to the office at the same time that my appointment had been the day before. When I was told that my appointment had been for the day before, I acted surprised. I must have written down the wrong date, I told them. I was able to reschedule without having to pay the fee. Sometimes I lie about having bad blood sugars to get out of functions I don't want to attend. If I've got to have diabetes, I'ma use it to my advantage. Sometimes I complain to my cat about my wife. Get joy out of seeing bad things happen to people who wronged me. These responses are pretty varied. Off to women I know, have seen, or creep on Instagram. I even fantasize about them farting, nailing them on my couch. My mind goes to dark places. And I give my bunnies too many treats. One of these is not like the other, lol. Sometimes I make up little lies or embellish details about my day, so I have something to contribute to conversations. Which gadget's functionality was so frustrating? It seemed the developers never tested it themselves. 90% of digital alarm clocks. They have 2 buttons, usually, to increase time, decrease it, set an alarm, display time, skip alarm, snooze, stop alarm, everything. More buttons. Touch screens in cars while actually driving. YouTube interface on a lot of smart TVs. I am reminded of the Apple mouse that had the charge port on the bottom, so you couldn't use it while it charged. I once had a laptop with the power button on the side of the front corner, you know, where everyone always grabs the computer to move or adjust it. The number of times that computer got shut off accidentally is way too high. Product design team and QA should be fired. Printers, all of them. The water dispenser on the inside of my fridge. What's been ruined by social media? Reviews, it really used to be just someone's opinion. Now you have to check if it's not an ad. They're not even paying me to say this. I just really like this product. Sponsor written in the bottom corner. The chance to fuck up once in a while and not have it absolutely ruin your life. Grounded reality and real connection to people. Respect for each other. If you could instantly learn any instrument, which one would it be? Been playing guitar for 20 years. Would love to learn it someday. Toss up between guitar and piano. It's just so cool. I would love to be able to jam with jazz musicians. Coin flip between saxophone and mayonnaise. I'd instantly learn to play the violin. It's always been an interest of mine. I fell in love with it at a fairly young age after my grandmother bought me a violin when I was like 5 or 6. Well, that's another episode of Ask Reddit in the books. I really appreciate all of you who made it this far into the video. Of course, if you enjoyed this video, it would really help the channel out a lot if you gave the video a thumbs up, subscribe, or leave a comment down below. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.